I'm here with Irfan Khan, Chief Product Officer for SAP. SAP just unveiled the Business Data Cloud. What customer need are you guys solving with the Business Data Cloud?
Well, first and foremost, thank you. It's great to be here with you today. Business Data Cloud is solving one very fundamental problem, which is in the era of AI, having high-value data, which is fully curated, where you can maintain the level of business semantics, is incredibly important. The Business Data Cloud is solving a problem which is really accelerating the time to market and time to value for your rollout of AI, but also for analytics and planning and all the different types of insights that you want to get from your data.
In the session this morning, one of the things that I loved was SAP really excels the back end of your business, all that rich context and information. And it was mentioned that you get really good decisions, you get really good insights when you have that context. How will the Data Cloud help with that?
The Data Cloud has two key ingredients that will accelerate business context. We take a substantial point of view around the curation of business data products. Imagine you've got a broad spectrum of SAP line of businesses, like, for example, the ERP or SuccessFactors, which is our HR in the cloud. All of the data, the underlying business processes produce mission-critical data. So therefore, the Business Data Cloud is curating that data in defined business data products, and those business data products themselves then are able to inform in that kind of new set of new insight-based applications, right? That the lineage between a data product landing inside of the data cloud and, of course, the consumer coming along and consuming it, we've kind of really reduced the level of latency that exists within those two environments. The other thing that we're also doing is when you take a look at the type of use cases that are important around data science and data engineering and preserving that business context, and then using it in a Databricks environment, which you want to start building new machine learning libraries and different outcomes, you're actually able to do so in a much shorter time frame as well.
Tell me a little bit more about that, because it always sounds great when a new tool or product comes out, but when you're working in an enterprise, typically that means moving data, creating data pipelines. How does this make it easier so that there isn't as much time from ideation to actual production release?
So you rightfully pointed it out. Maintaining and building data pipelines is not an insignificant amount of time and effort up front. And then, of course, the ongoing maintenance and the operational overhead to make sure that these things don't break. With the Business Data Cloud, the idea is that SAP takes a fully managed approach where pick a system like an S4 system. We have a bunch of curated data products. They land in the lakehouse of the Business Data Cloud. Then we use principles like zero copy share to be able to share that data natively inside of a Databricks environment, which is also part of our Business Data Cloud. So there's an SAP Databricks component, formerly part of the Business Data Cloud delivery. If you're zero copy sharing externally to another, maybe consumer, like a brownfield Databricks environment, you're actually able to bring the world-renowned tooling directly on top of that data. What would break in the past is the data products or the definition of those data products, and then ensuring that they keep consistent. Because of course, if you change something on the back end, you better make sure those data pipelines are reflecting all those changes.
That's excellent. One of the things you guys also talked about when you were unveiling this was what this will enable with the AI layer. Where do you see teams building on top of this, and what are some of those applications?
So the AI piece, first and foremost, it gets a turbocharger because you're dealing with more business curated data. And of course, the value of AI is only driven by the quality of the data. So when we take a look at our own agentic frameworks that we're building on top, because we have an AI core and we have the means of being able to use things like knowledge graphs and we have vectoring, of course, these are all the native building blocks that we have. But the end consumer side is that you actually are able to start building those foundational models, or even in some cases, the new agentic type of models on top of that, because that data has a substantial higher level of value delivered in a much shorter time period, and constantly keeping it evolving in terms of keeping the most currency version of that. So it doesn't fall behind. Of course, the model in itself needs to have current up-to-date data, and that's exactly what we're able to provide now.
So what are you most excited about with this new product release? What are you hoping to see customers do with it and some of the changes we'll see in business?
On the more basic side, even simple things like modernizing the customer's BW environment. Business warehousing is rather a product that SAP has had for years. Every single ERP customer will have a business warehouse, and the ability to modernize that now with data engineering, data science provided through the likes of Databricks, SAP Databricks on top, radical improvement in terms of productivity. The second thing is that most customers are struggling to build incremental investments on top to do new use cases. Business Data Cloud gives a much more curated experience without a lot of the heavy lifting. So for me, the most important part will be is how customers and partners will be able to accelerate their own ambition to really use AI in a meaningful way, and how the data journey becomes much easier for them to handle. And trifactor really is that we're putting a lot of emphasis into the business applications, business suite. We have the means to have the best business AI because of the nature of our business processes. And underlining all of that is this harmonized data that gets served up with the business data cloud. If you add up all those pieces, the value and the productivity we're able to provide now is really unmatched in the industry.
It's amazing. Thanks so much for taking the time to come in and chat with us today. I'm excited for what the future holds.
Thank you very much.